Hi, my name is June Stanley. This is my EDL 856 introductory video. I've taught in public schools for 20 years, and I started when I was 40, which means I did quite a few things before becoming a teacher. And I think that has helped me a lot with school-community relationships. I think I have a good understanding of how the business community works, and that's helped me a lot. So for 20 years in the public schools, I taught math and science. I taught 7th through 12th grade. I taught some alternative ed, and I taught some community day school, which is the group home foster care boys. For the last year and a half, I've been working in the California prison system, and I live in a small rural town in Northern California, and I work with California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. And of course, school is the rehabilitation part. So it's been a great job. For a year, I taught the GED classes. And for the last half a year, I've been the coordinator for those students who are taking college courses. So community school relationships is so important. I think that if people in a community feel the school is an integral part of that community, then they feel ownership for it. They're willing to do a lot more. They're willing to jump in and help solve problems. And community members are such a tremendous resource for a school. They're aides, they're tutors, they give expertise, they give money, they give all sorts of help. And they also, I think, the way they think of the school and the teachers and education must have a tremendous impact on how the children see their education and will influence where they go from there. And so it's so important to have a good community relationships. The ideal would be so that you don't even think of what the relationship is. You're just such an integral part of the community that it's all a given. So obviously teaching in a prison school is different in many ways. Primarily as far as community school relationships go, I almost have to see our community as the institution, and the school is within that. And the inmates need a lot of support. You know, living in prison's not a very happy life, and so one of the things I've done as a teacher, and what I would really continue to do as an administrator, is to build very strong relationships with the custody staff. That's the guards, etc. These men and women often know the inmates better than the teacher. They often know things that are going on in their lives, problems they're having. They can give a lot of insight and a lot of advice as to the best way to handle things. And they can help with discipline issues, and they can very often help with counseling an inmate. And so they're a key resource, and things do not run smoothly without them. And they greatly appreciate when free staff, that would be me, ask for their advice and ask for their input on things. And so as an administrator, I would make sure all of my teachers did that. I would give them training in that, and I would have it part of the training for any new teacher. It's essential. There's also departments within the prison that help the inmates with transitioning to the outside world. With psychiatric care, with counseling, with help with family problems, and a lot of other issues. And getting to know these people and working with them can make the entire education system work more smoothly and help with different issues that the inmates might have. And so they're able to get a lot more out of their education because of that. And then lastly, there's outside vendors that come into a prison and offer alcohol counseling, classes on narcotics and families issues, and et cetera, et cetera. And these people are not California Correctional Institution employees, and they take their experiences back out into the community at large. And so it's important to get to know them. It's important to talk with them, to share your experiences with the inmates with them, because then they are our PR people. They're going out in the community and they're telling people what it's like in the prison and the kind of relationships that teachers have with the inmates. And so it is quite different working in a prison. We are not allowed to contact parents because our students are all adults. But there also are some other ways that we can reach the community at large. Our inmates in my institution are many of them firefighters, and with our California fires lately, they've been out, hundreds of them out fighting the fires, and they've been called angels in orange because they wear orange jumpsuits and things like that. People see these guys out there, they're minimum security. They see guys out there and they think, maybe they won't be so bad when they get out. Maybe they have a chance when they get out to not just mug me or, sell drugs or whatever. Many of them do have a chance to succeed. And so the relationships between the school and the community at large, but particularly with the community of the institution, are essential to providing a good educational experience for the inmates and having them get the most that they can out of their education. Thank you for listening.